Hello and welcome to episode 4 of my easy mode playthrough of Might and Magic 6, The Mandate of Heaven. Last time we did a quick guided tour of New Sorpigal, gathered some quests, talked to some locals about their problems, and promised we would solve them somehow. We put out a very nice sword out of the rock. We found some gold under another rock. We killed our first enemies. Incidentally, Goblin was a bounty for the month in Sorpigal, so that was a nice 400 gold bonus. And we delivered candelabra to the Arba friend, secret agent. And all of this took just 4 in-game hours. We started at 10 AM last time. Yeah. And now it's 2:15. So let's continue. In this episode, we're gonna have a look around New Sorpigal and see what else can we kill and how much loot can we take from their dead cold hands. Right. So I'm gonna heal a bit before going any further. Yep, that should be enough. I don't need to replenish any spell points. We have 3000 gold, which should be enough to buy all the skills I need from the... Is it Duelist Edge or Berserker Fury? I think it's Duelist Edge. So this rock was the Rock of Doom, so... Right. So what you see there are several packs of goblins. Among them our first look at Goblin King, which has I think 40 hit points. So if I played like a normal person would do, not as a maniac, then this would really scare me. Because I would have at most one bow, and all my people would be level 1, at best level 2. So this is the tactics that you have to utilize when playing like a normal person. Is you have to approach each, let's say, pod, as I called them last time, individually, and once you see that you've pulled them on the through the wizard eye, then you have to take a few steps back and let them come towards you. Now, if they have just melee characters, you have some time. If you have an archer in your team, you have some time to pepper them with arrows. And if they get too close, you just withdraw and keep on withdrawing until until they're all dead. But we have other guys with bows, and our attack is quite good, so I don't expect much trouble. You actually see, oh, wizard eye is still active for 1 hour 15 minutes, which is good. Alright, let us continue. Collect herb first. Herbs are important. See, I noticed on the minimap the moment I started pulling the pod, but strange that I don't see them. This is really odd. They're not in range. The gem is not green. They appeared on the minimap, but I did not pull them. Now, there we go. See, so now one pod is nearly dead, and it's not dead now. Imagine having only one archer. Yeah, this is what we have to deal with. Fortunately, we are overpowered. Next pod. That's Goblin King. Where is the injured one? As I said before, when you see somebody running away, you want to take care of them, because like they will be running away. Like what they want to say is, when they're running away, you have to deal with everybody else first, and if you have to run away yourself, then they'll have a chance to recuperate. Okay, Goblin, another Goblin. All right. Goblin King. Now this is a real menace for normal playthrough. A real menace, like you have to use. Let's actually use static charge on him. Yeah. Oh, max damage is even. Very nice. Oh. Are you running away from me, man? No, not. So you saw I shot 2 arrows towards that goblin that just died, and that was 1 hour too many. So that just illustrates what I told you before, that if you're too quick with your quick attack, with your auto attack, then you can waste some shots. So unless you're really OP, don't do it. That's basically the takeaway message. Where are you running away? No. Oh, here he is. Yep. Good. Finish off Shaman. Cool. So you can see the auto attack targets the nearest enemy.
That was too easy.
So there's nothing really for me to say. We just start, killing a bunch of goblins. Oh, this one needs to die first. Thank you. When they're grouped like that, you can really start shooting. Like you can really punch the auto attack key very fast, because even if the goblin before dies, the next one's gonna get hit by the arrow thanks to the hitbox that I mentioned before. See? I was aiming for this goblin and I shot 4 arrows to kill this first one, the other to hit and kill the other one. So for pods like this, you can basically shoot indiscriminately.
That was too easy.
Die. Okay. Alright, good. More. I'll let them come closer, because there's one spellcaster, and I think it's the shaman. Yeah, it's the shaman. Please hit. Consider frowning when they're not. If you look at the portraits, look. If she hits, she's gonna frown. If she misses, she's gonna frown, and if she hits, she's gonna be really happy about it. Oh. Alright, I was wrong. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I remember that I don't think that any of these rocks contains a secret stash. Just gonna switch to Coca-Cola just in case. Ah, a ring, perfect. Right, and there are some crates that we can visit. Ah, shield.
I don't know.
Studded leather armor.
I don't know.
Staff.
I don't know.
Pair of gauntlets.
I don't know.
Even the scroll. Alright, so so you won't be getting your
I don't know.
oh, this is
I don't
+1
know.
poison resistant. Let's see what does this give. Nothing. Okay. So this has more armor class, and since you won't be getting plate soon, so I think you're okay. You'll get the
I don't
+1
know.
resistance. What else did we get? We got some gauntlets.
I don't know.
You already have gauntlets. You don't. Fine. And you
don't
can get the
know.
studded leather of nothing. Just 2 more armor class. Fine. It's rare to get something enchanted this early in the game.
Got it. I don't know.
Ooh, nice ring.
I don't know.
Spear, stout
I
spear.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Right, let's see. So this is a better spear by 1, and it also has +1
don't
attack,
know.
which is good. Let's well, this is actually a decent sword.
I don't know.
Like it's the second tier, I think, of the longswords. The second tier of this one. But if you look at the damage, like it's still. Oh, it actually has higher attack. If we had a shield, then sure, but not without the shield.
I don't know.
So this is gonna
don't
be
know.
sold pretty soon. Rock. See, there's not capital R, so it's not anything. It's not a hidden stash.
Got it.
Nice, a club.
I don't know.
We're gonna learn identify soon, so I hope the I don't knows will soon disappear. Rock, another rock.
Hi.
Last time I told you about wands, and I mentioned they can never be. I didn't mention that they can never be recharged. So that's true. There's the Shrine of Luck, which is active in August. Let me scout really fast for any herbs that might be lying around, and we'll continue our excursion. I don't think there's any more. Alright. So let's see who's the occupant of this lonely house. It must be somebody, some hermit of some sort.
Hello.
Igor, the teacher. So he's what's called ancient weapon expert. We'll be getting to to ancient weapons, hopefully at the very end of the playthrough. But ancient weapons are not something that I enjoy. This, like, I made some playthroughs where I got the so-called ancient weapons right from the start, and well, it was the real speedrun back then. You know, you think we're killing the goblins fast now? Wait until we get ancient weapons. Bye bye. Right. Hello, King. Oh, come on, hit the bastard. Thank you. Right, so here's the first real. Oh, somebody else is there. Where? Ah, mages. We'll deal with them soon. Hammer.
I don't know.
Hammer goes to Emer.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hammer goes to Emer because Hammer is a better mace. Just look at that additional damage. Perfect. I have too much stuff. So another potion of white, luck, and orange is our intellect. So orange goes for a sorcerer. Oh, hello.
Ha! Got him.
Oh. Ah, that's why I don't see them, because Wizard Die has run out of steam. Any more? Of course. Right, so last time I gave some red potion to Arco Cullen. Let's continue doing that. White, red. While we're drinking, let's keep these guys off us. What else? So white is luck. I think we'll give luck to our sorceress. Right, now let's deal with those bastards. Hello. Bye-bye. So you don't have to fight in, you know, in turn-based mode. You can just, you can use real time, which is like useful sometimes. Oh, can't climb here. Especially when you're overpowered and you're just killing very low level enemies. You just get to those bodies now. Oh, great. Ah, right. Like, I can't reach with my mouse to this guy, so I'm just gonna position my my viewport so that I can only see him, and he's gonna be my target. Please. Actually, let's go down. It's gonna be easier for everybody. So the apprentice mages are so low level that they die from just single shot, and that is you can see only our sorceress deals least damage because she has the crossbow. So if you're lucky, you can kill them in one shot, but most of the times you'll need two. But rest of our guys have upgraded bows, so we deal a lot more damage. Let's go further and pull as much as we can. So now the fun begins. I'm just holding the auto attack button, and oh yeah, when this is an interesting mechanic. For example, you just saw there were some spells flying at us, and one of them was a cold spell. So if a spell hides the enemies from view, then if you're pressing your auto attack button, then you're not they're not going to be a target, which is a very interesting mechanic.
Got that one. Oh. Ha! Got him. Oh.
See? Now, 3 of those arrows went just towards the cursor because I was not targeting anybody, and we had 3 cold spells flying at us. Okay, let's kill this lot. Oh, hello. I didn't notice you. Yep, you can die. So you see there, like, we are still fairly healthy, but if I was level 1, then actually I'm gonna... This is a quick spell, okay. If I was level 1, I would already be like healing 5 times during the course of this battle, and then going back to temple after 1 of 2 pods. This is one of the frustrations of the early game, but also it makes this game not so easy. Well, easy. Let's get rid of them one by one. So we removed most of the pods. I think there's one more there, and looks like 1 or 2 more pods over there. So you can see there's a lot of enemies which are dealing not significant amounts of damage, but you see like hit points. The sorcerer starts with like 20 hit points, so like this is she would already be dead or unconscious at least. Alright, any more? No. So we picked up a stuff. I think the apprentice mages have like 5% of dropping a low tier staff. Okay, let's kill everybody else and move on.
That was too easy.
You see, I caught that one casting the spell. If you kill an enemy when they're casting a spell, then the spell is obviously not cast. That's another interesting mechanic that I'll have to think about how to explain it very well, but because in normal turn-based system, like you would imagine that you're first doing, let's say, you're firing an arrow and doing damage, and only then the enemy is performing his own action. but this game seems to be different, and I think that's because the game can be run at real time, so there like from the real time aspect of the game, I think that arises that the action is performed while other actions are taking place. So you can you see sometimes enemies hit you two at a time, several at a time, and I think that's the reason behind it. Like the action timer is advanced, even though the flight of the arrow is hasn't yet. No, the arrow hasn't reached them yet. I hope I'm clear. I know it's very easy to be not clear while talking about the mechanics of this game. I think there was a herb here. I see it already. Yeah. You pick it up, Emer. All right. That's a ship, in case you didn't notice. I think this ship, it goes to Misty Islands, but I'm not entirely sure, and I don't want to check it up at the moment. Let's switch to our Colin.
I don't know.
Another two-handed sword. Oh, we're running out of space.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There was one more crate.
Got it.
Oh, halberds. Halberds are very, I think, the most powerful form of spear-based weapon.
I don't know.
So this will be sold, but this small shield goes to.
I don't know.
Okay, she's a spear lady. All right.
I don't know.
So this says +1 poison damage.
I don't know.
And how much does this shield have? Let me check. 4, yeah, 4. So let's see how much this shield has. So it has 6 more armor class, but nothing else. I think I'll keep it. And a hat. Let's see if the hat does anything. Nope, just an ornament. Anything else? Halberd.
No.
Halberd, look at this. Look at this. See this damage? Lower attack, but the damage. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Now, watch what happens when I take the shield away. Nice. So right now, she has the same, basically, with the halberd and the shield, the same damage as our two-handed sword. Which just shows me that when I was playing this game before, I was wrong to rely on swords for my might characters. I basically thought it was the best weapon. It's not necessarily, especially not in the early game. Like the early game, it seems to do a lot of damage. Right, let's keep continuing. What a word! Keep on continuing. Let's see who lives here.
Hello.
Well, hello, it's our old friend Falagar, the Gate Master. So I guess story-wise, he taught us all he knew, then he told us, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll meet you in New Sorpigal or something. He's the Gate Master, he can use town portal to get here, and we had to walk all the way from wherever we were. So here's the words of the wise about retreating, and there's advice. So this advice is very important, if I remember correctly. Hello again, my pupils. I'm afraid there is nothing more I can teach you. Your experience must guide you from this point on. I know nothing more than you about the devils that destroyed Sweetwater, but I know who you need to ask. The Oracle in Free Heaven will know what to do to rid Enroth of the terrible devils. Unfortunately, you will need the approval of the 6 High Council members, each of which represents one of the Lords of Enroth. You must do whatever necessary to speak to the Oracle in Free Heaven and rid Enroth of the devils. So this is, let's say, the first clue about what you need to do throughout the course of the game. You need to basically perform a set of council quests for each of the 6 lords of Venroth and gain admission to the Oracle. That's your goal. Whatever you do in the meantime, it's up to you. Rock, small rock, rock. None of the big rocks. Did I check? Oh, I didn't check this.
I don't know.
Another large shield. And a bow. Bows are always better than crossbows.
I don't know.
Okay, let's check this shield. Let's check it on you, because this shield seems better than the one we have currently. Yeah, one more armor class. Perfect. It's a good thing did I check this one?
Got it.
I didn't. I'm stupid.
I don't know.
Cloak of something. Let's see. Does this cloak possess any enchantments? Nope. To be sold. Find 2 food. Ah, one more body. I still thought I was with the other group that we killed over there in the north. Oh, it's 6 PM. It's time to slowly go back to town to gain knowledge of some new skills. The same trick, it's not really a trick, the same let's say quality of life improvement that I showed you before of the inventory, where you click on an item and then you press a number on your keyboard to select the target. You can do with the spell. So what I just did was when Emer was selected, I'll do it again. When Emer is selected, I just quick cast a spell, which is the first aid, and I can, let's say, choose our sorceress Aoife by pressing 4, and she gets the heal. That's a useful shortcut. Keep forgetting. Let's visit this fella.
Hello.
This fella teaches the expert staff defense. The staff is considered by many, including me, the worst weapon. But staff increases armor class. Dagger does not. Dagger just does more damage. So if you're worried about getting hit by your sorcerer, just then get the staff. Okay, please die. Please, thank you. We're gonna be slowly advancing west and pulling pods towards us so that we can kill them easily.
Got a nugget. Got that.
So as you see, melee is a preferable option. I just like the sound of goblins dying by a hail of arrows, so I'm not doing that very often. But now let's meet the opposition. Hello, my friends. Ding ding. A shaman approaching. Let's kill. Alright. You're dead. You're dead. Shaman. We'll focus here. Let's see how much damage we can do to this shaman. 19. That's for a new Sorpigal. That's more than respectable amount of damage. Oh, come on. So he's running away, but since we have a clear field of fire, I'm just gonna. Please. Thank you. We're just gonna let him go. All right. So what I want to do is because now I have access to this number, I want to trace it as we are doing our quests, perhaps to see how much of reputation we gain per quest. That could be another interesting. Yes, I think I'm gonna do that. I like numbers. Numbers are useful. Let's see what's in here. Piffles, I guess.
I don't know.
Red
I don't
potion.
know.
Oh god, you're so full. Alright. Let's kill these goblins that are... This is Goblin Watch, by the way. But as you can see, there are goblins on the top floor. Where's the entrance? Here's the entrance. Right. Come on, come on, come on. Right. Ah, there he is. I was looking for you, my friend. I'm gonna... Oh! Okay, let's kill the bastards first. Ooh! This is actually... they did more damage than I anticipated, so I'm gonna start healing with my cleric. And shoot everybody. Shoot with everybody else. See, he's behind the tree, so I can't hit him. Useful. There are some enemies who prefer specific targets. For example, some enemies target clerics, some enemies target knights, and there are even enemies that target specifically women. Don't like that's. I don't know how people found out. It wasn't in my manual, but it's useful information, I guess. Because when you're fighting against... I did notice that, for example, archers, which we're going to meet in Free Heaven, are actually targeting my archers. So there might be... I never considered it before, but there might be some preparation for the battle if you know who's gonna get mostly hit. Like if, for example, they're using spells, so now you know who to cover mostly. Come on, hit him. Okay, good. Ah, there's one more enemy. Come on, really? Where are you? Oh, you're behind the bridge. I'm gonna kill you first, then go visit the goblin at the Goblin Watch. There's a mace here.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
I'm gonna... Hammer is most likely better, but we're just gonna compare. Yeah, you see, it's we get 3 less damage. So we're gonna stick with our hammer. This should be a crate here. Yeah, it is. A club. Very useful. Thank you. More herbs. More herbs. Alright, we're at the edge of the map, so which means that if we go further, we'll be traveling to Castle Iron Fist, and that's not where I want to go just yet. So what I want to find out now is, remember one of the NPCs told us that reputation is everything, and then you have to watch out who are you talking to and things like that. So there's actually a goblin living in a house here. I want to see if talking to him decreases my reputation.
Good day.
Alright, I just opened the house. No, didn't happen. Now I'll talk to him actually. You know, Goblin, you leave. We take castle to watch over humans. You no more kill us. Well, I disagree. I'll not kill you because I can't, but I'm afraid the rest of your brethren are gonna suffer terrible fate. But talking to this guy did not lower our reputation. Now, besides doing quests for the Temple of Ba, you can lower your reputation by hiring some certain NPCs. For example, pirates are a good method to sink your reputation. And there are some NPCs who give a bit bonus, but it clearly says that they lower reputation by a whole category. So not many people notice when they start playing this game, but you can actually see that there are apples on this tree, on these trees. So it's a quick and easy way to refill your food supplies at the beginning. You just go approach and click and you get 1 apple for each tree. These trees reset just when all the others, when the whole map respawns. I think in Usurpical it's 2 years actually. Let's collect the rest of the herbs from the area. Oh, there we go. 1 more poppy snaps. And let's see if the troll bridge is still ambushable. Nope, no ambushes. Perfect. Alright. So it's 8:34 p.m. after dusk. You can actually see this is one of the first games that I noticed which has like it doesn't have a dynamic weather system, but the day-night cycle is pretty nice. And back in 1988 the sunrises and sundowns were really impressive, as was the the whole sky. Like now we can see the individual pixels like squares, but when you played it on a 800 by 600 CRT monitor, it was really impressive. It still is actually. The game held up in my eyes at least throughout these years. So let's decide what we need to do. Yeah, let's look at the map. So this is how much you can realistically discover when you start the game. But as you remember, we picked up a spell called Water Walk, which allows us to, as the name suggests, walk on water. So all these other areas are accessible to us as well. The enemies are still goblins and mages, but now we can get a bit more experience at the beginning. If you look at our experience at the moment, we're approaching 21,000 threshold for level 7. So I think I'm gonna be leaving Usurpical about level 8. I should be, at least. I mean, with the town portal lady, we can we can teleport around. There are some other maps which have some straightforward easy enemies, so like we can teleport, let's say, to the Islands of Mist, clear it up, because that's fairly easy and straightforward, especially when you have 4 archers and lots of hit points to go around, and then do whatever you can and go back using town portal again. And like, it's a bit of an optimization that's more akin to speedrunners than the normal people, but I think I might just as well do it, because it's going to be a different way of playing game to the way that I usually play this game, which is very linear. Start Usurpical, get killed in Dragon's End obviously, and then get respawned here, then clear out the whole map, go to Castle Iron Fist, clear up the whole map, or at least 99% of the map, and then go map by map by map. With Naomi, the Gate Master, we can actually hop around a bit. That's not to say that you cannot get the Gate Master in Usurpical by chance. Like each time you reload the game, the townsfolk's professions are randomized, so like you can get a Gate Master pretty much from the start. You need a few thousand gold to hire her, but you can get the town portal spell if you're persistent. Even without cheating, like you can enter a Goblin Watch or Abandoned Temple, or you can go to sleep and wake up with a town full of completely new randomized skilled people, and you can search for the one that suits you best. So there's really no cheating involved. Right, so what I want to do is I want to go here, Buccaneer's Lair. That's what I want. I'm gonna save actually.
Well, look who's here.
So these skills are not that expensive, so we have plenty of money to learn them. So with our Cullen character, I said he's gonna be like a miscellaneous person, so he's gonna be our main merchant.
Wouldn't be without it.
He's gonna be doing all the identification and perception.
Wouldn't be without it.
For Enya, we need merchant.
Wouldn't be without it.
For Emer, we need merchant,
Wouldn't be without
and
it.
for you we need merchant as well.
Wouldn't be without it.
So now, why do I get merchant for all people instead of, let's say, have like a dedicated person to buy and sell all the stuff? Level 1 merchant decreases the cost of all transactions by 10%. Let's actually go and read the skill description. So the skill description says adjust prices in your favor whenever you're buying or selling. At level 1, the adjustment is 10%. So all of these people are now getting a 10% rebate on any transaction. And these transactions include leveling up. So for 150 gold, you're ensuring that you'll be paying 10% less on each level up. And since leveling up the costs of leveling up increase very rapidly, this will help keep us a bit in the budget. And as I said, Goblin is going to be our person who's going to be really doing all the tough purchasing and selling. So let's actually give you a bit more skill points in that regard and have a horseshoe. I don't know what you do. Do they eat the horseshoe? Do they stick it on their legs? It's made of silver, so it's pretty, it's not that hard metal. But now you can learn expert. Now there is no expert merchant teacher in New Sorpigal. The closest there is in Free Heaven, and it costs 2,000 to learn this skill. So if we get a pretty hefty amount of money, I think I might just cast Town Portal there and and learn the expert merchant. I don't want anything with you. You're fine. You're fine. Now we have learned identify. So let's see if we can identify some stuff.
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know.
So we have first aid. We can take it. Wizard eye. We can take it.
I don't know. I don't
We
know.
still don't know. Okay. Small wooden shield. Unidentified. Unidentified.
Aha.
We identified the staff. That's very useful. Poppy snaps can go here.
I don't know.
Let's see if we can identify this.
I don't
Wanted.
know.
Nope. So our skill is
I
not.
don't know.
You can get the bow now. Fine. Let's see if this double-handed sword has some enchantment. I severely doubt it. Doesn't look that way. Let's see if we can identify
I don't
this.
know.
No. Alright. Whatever. So now that we have all the
I don't
skill.
know.
Oh, wait. I didn't notice this. We can get a better dagger. Now I'm gonna substitute this for the piercing dagger that we saw in the blade shop earlier, but well, I would have done 2 more damage on average. Nice. Anything else?
I don't know.
Spear, key to goblin
I
what?
don't know.
Shh. Let's see if Colin can identify these. These are fairly low level.
I don't
I
know.
think the
I don't
identify skill is tied
I don't know.
to value of the item. Like I'll have to do some research into this, but as I said, I like numbers, so I think I will just select items of different values and just see at what level you can identify and what's the threshold.
I don't know. I don't know.
Games like this usually run on some threshold idea. Alright, I can't identify anything else, but now we should be getting a bit more on our Inferno. Right, so another thing to consider. We have 6,000 gold. Should we go for Water Magic Expert? Now, to get Air Magic Expert, we need to fly or go to Free Heaven, and it costs 1,000. So let's see what can we go to Expert. So all the magic. So these are all in Free Heaven or here, with this one caveat. You cannot get anything else. You can get Expert Meditation here. That's an interesting idea. And Body Magic, another 1,000. So it's 3,000, 4,500. You. Spear. I think these are each 2,000. So, and shield. Shield for sure is 2,000. So let's forget about you for a second. You are pretty
I don't
powerful
know.
as it is. And you. Merchant. Merchant is in free heaven. I need 2,000. Disarm trap is in, if I remember, I just read it before starting this video, in Misty Island. So that's another point to, like, another point where you should go there. And sword. Sword is not here, for sure. So, fire magic. Okay, I think I'll go for body magic, meditation, and fire magic. Because body magic is useful due to the first aid spell, because it cures 7 hit points instead of 5. Always useful. And with the fire, this is just brighter light. Well, we'll need to get it anyway. So, is there anything I might want to level up first? So this merchant would be to upgrade merchant would be a very good thing. To upgrade air magic would be excellent thing, because wizard die gives us more information. Water magic upgrade is essential, and I think we're gonna do it anyway. And if you remember, it's not in any of the towns, in any of the buildings in this town. It's actually somewhere where you need to have a water magic spell to get. You might start getting an idea what that spell is. But meditation is useful, and it's not that expensive to go to level, go to expert. Alright. So, we should... I've decided to get body magic, meditation, and... yeah, body, meditation. Okay. So, since I never remember where are those people, we have to visit every house.
Hi.
Mind magic. Nope.
Good day.
Body magic. 1,000 gold. And our cleric Emer is now an expert in body magic. Hooray! Our first expert. Meditation is... this is bodybuilding, so meditation is over there. And there should be fire
Good day.
somewhere here as well. Fire magic.
Good day.
There's...
Good day.
I said this is bodybuilding, so why did I enter here? Jesus.
Good day.
Meditation. 500. For 500. Not that expensive.
Hello. Good day.
So now it's full night. If you rest at night, there is a high chance that you'll be interrupted by wandering pack of enemies. On this map it's goblins, so they're not that scary, but there's a very high chance that I don't know how it's randomized, but it might happen that that none of your people wake up when the goblins attack and they're asleep. Actually, sleep is one of the status effects that some monsters put on you. But if you get ambushed during resting period, like this, like so, rest and heal for 8 hours. It consumes 2 food, but it restores everything. If you get ambushed and none of your guys wake up and you're very low health, then you're goner, basically. And that's what the spell Awaken is for. Let me...
How are you?
Fire magic.
Okay.
Let's do it anyway.
How are you?
We don't need you. Okay. So, it's late at night, so I think it's time to say good night. And we're gonna spend the night... actually, do I want to spend the night here? That's a good question. So we have a quest. Let's go to Abandoned Temple. If we get ambushed, at least you're gonna see how it looks, and with my overpowered party, there shouldn't be any problem dealing with the ambushers. So I'm just gonna save just in case, and see, this is what happens. So only Enya woke up, and we got ambushed by 5 goblins. So it was around 9. So about an hour has passed, and you see none of our guys have recovered any hit points or spell points. Now that Emer was hit, she woke up as well, but we're not really worried.
Got him. Got him.
Now that's interesting. I know. I thought it might be that, for example, if the other guys are asleep, they're not getting the experience, but that's not true, fortunately. And you see, only my only Aoife has the awaken spell. Yeah, so she's still asleep, so she can't awake the tankiest guy to start swinging. Awaken spell has very limited usage, and this is one of them. You can see they're still sound asleep. So, yeah, rest and heal 8 hours. And now we have successfully slept through the night. It's 6:32 a.m. and we're gonna get into the Abandoned Temple. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna save it as the end of episode 4, and have a nice day and have fun.